That's right, Sherry. And you know what? We've had thousands of applications to be on this show. We've had thousands of people apply to be on the show for the first season, and yet we've chosen just 3 contestants.
Oh, I sure hope we've chosen well, Paul. I like eating delicious treats.
You know, me too, Sherry, but these treats have to be perfect. Delicious flavors, flaky pastry, crisp crust, perfectly cooked sponges, and no soggy bottoms.
You really are very critical, Paul. I mean, no one can be perfect.
On this show, they'll have to.
Well now, Paul, you know the verse in the Bible that we use for this show doesn't say that. It says, and whatever you do, whether in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through Him. That says we should do our best in everything, but it doesn't say we have to be perfect.
Well, maybe you're right, Sherry, but why don't we meet our contestants? You know, I think they have each brought us a sample this week as sort of a tryout for the show.
What a splendid idea, Paul. Our first contestant is Ruby. Come on out, Ruby, and bring us your sample.
Well, good morning, Ruby, and welcome to the Great Bible Baking Show. I must say I'm a bit concerned by your presentation here. Was there supposed to be icing on this cake?
Well, there was, but I tried it like 3 times and I couldn't get it perfect, so I just broke the cake. I'm so sorry.
Oh, well, that's okay, Ruby, my dear. I'm sure it will taste scrumptious.
Okay, Ruby, why don't you take your place at your station over here? Let's meet our next contestant. Let's meet Richard, and let's see what you have to present.
Thank you very much. Here is my presentation.
Oh, that certainly looks delicious, Richard. I mean, I can't wait to take a bite of that.
Actually, my name is Chef Pierre Richard Oui, but you may call me Richard, not Richard. Surely you have heard of me from the Great Marie Baking Contest, or you may also call me the Chef Oui, will be fine. I am the French chef, and I know you must learn my name to say it correctly. Merci beaucoup.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Ricard. Richard.
Chef Richard.
Chef Richard.
Oh, Chef Oui.
Definitely make sure to do better next time. Why don't you tell us about your beautiful cake?
Ah yes, my cake is my mother, my mom's recipe. I continue working to perfect it, so every time I make it, I add some more, and some more, and some more sugar until it is so delicioso that it is absolutely fantastique.
Well, in just a few moments, I guess we'll find out if it is
Yes.
fantastique.
Okay, well now it's time to meet our final contestant. Let's meet Martha.
Let's see what Martha has.
Ooh. Beautiful, Martha.
Well, I sure hope that cake tastes as good as it looks.
Well, I hope so too. It is one of my favorite recipes. I've made it so many times, my family just loves it.
Oh, well, the proof will definitely be in the tasting. So now that we have our 3 contestants and their sample bakes, what should we do next?
Well, now that we have these bakes here in front of us, perhaps we should taste them and see if any of them are fit for a king.
Oh, well, I hope you know what you're asking for when you ask for that.
I don't really understand what you're talking about, Sherry.
Well, for some reason, I was reminded of the story in the Bible when God's people asked for a king. They didn't really know what they were asking.
Oh, I remember that story. God was leading his people through judges, but they wanted to be like the other kingdoms around them, so they asked for a king.
C'est vrai. Yes, I know that story as well. But they found that having a king might not be so great as they were thinking in the beginning. Because any king, he is just a man, he is just human, and he will make the mistakes like everyone else.
That is very true. God chose Saul to be the first king, and he did look like a good king.
Excuse. Go continue.
He was a soldier, he was tall, and he was very handsome.
Yes, but excusez-moi, they made many bad choices, this Saul the king did, and he was not as good inside as how he looked on the outside, but God still said, I will be with Saul as long as he do my will.
So, the people really didn't understand what they were asking for. They should have been happy with God leading them.
Well, now that we have learned all about the kings of Israel, maybe we should taste these cakes.
That is a splendid idea, Paul.
Let's try this one over here first.
This is Ruby's.
Do you have some forks over
I
there?
do.
One for you, one for me.
Okay.
Okay, let's taste this cake here.
Ladies first.
It's very fluffy, very light.
Mmm.
Yes, very good sponge.
Moist.
Very good. Actually, it tastes pretty good.
It is. It doesn't look great. I mean, I really wish there had been some icing on the cake, but overall, not bad taste.
Very good, very good.
Very good.
All right. Next, let's try Chef Wee Wee's cake.
We get ready for the taste bud explosion.
Oh, this cake looks so beautiful.
It looks great.
Oh my goodness.
This
Can't
looks
wait
great.
to get into this.
Beautiful cake.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Do not explode their tongue.
I really think you overloaded the sugar. It's way too sweet. Just way too
I mean, it's
sweet.
just like glue in your mouth. It's just kind of sticking there. It's hard to swallow. I mean, it
it
looks beautiful.
looks beautiful on the outside, but the tasting on the inside, not so great. Sherry, would you like to cut a piece over there?
Oh, yes.
Explode their tongue.
Now, this looks like a great cake.
It looks beautiful, certainly.
I love the colors.
Ooh, very light and fluffy. Let's see, here we go. Very nice cake.
The flavor really comes out in my cake.
It's very good. It's got some extra spices in there. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful cake.
Oh, man. We need some milk to go with this.
Yes, we do.
You know, Paul, now that we have finished tasting these 3 cakes, it reminds me of the kings of Israel again. I think they were all very important.
I don't understand what you're talking about, Sherry. You just keep talking about kings of Israel. We're talking about the cakes.
Now wait, I think I might understand. Ruby's cake tastes good, but it doesn't really look good. Some kings of Israel were good kings, even though they didn't do everything exactly right.
Unfortunately, maybe Ricar's cake is a lot like King Saul. It looks good on the outside, but it didn't taste good on the inside. King Saul looks like a good king, but he made a lot of bad decisions.
Maybe Marcel's cake is, how you say, je sais trop, maybe? Pardon? Or how do you say that? I do not know. Maybe that is like King David, because in some way the Bible say that he was a man after God's own heart.
Well, I guess that does make sense. Not every king is perfect because they are human, like Chef Wee Wee said. Just like not every cake is perfect because they are made by people who sometimes make mistakes.
And that is why the people of Israel should have just listened to God. They would have been a lot better off.
Well, you know what, Sherry? I think this is a great setup for this season of the Great Bible Baking Show. We have seen the talents of our bakers, and we have learned a great lesson from the Bible.
Now that the tryouts are over, we will have real competitions next week with our bakers. Bakers, are you ready?
Well, I don't have a lot of experience, but I'll try my best.
Pedro, how you say, do not fear, because I will not quit or give up until I make the perfect bake for you.
Well, my mom and grandma have prepared me for this my whole life. I'm ready.
Well, it sure sounds like fun, although I think based on the results of today's bake, it's pretty simple to guess who the star baker will be.
Now, Paul, you never know what each week may bring.